Hello everyone, Richter here and welcome back to another Torchlight Infinite video. Today I want to show you my SSF kill on Rayhan 1. This one, as usual, is a T7 Traveler kill for the Jagged Primos reward that we can get every season. And I wanted to give it a try to Rayhan 1 because I haven't played him in a while. He got some changes quite a few leagues ago that really shaped things up how he's built. He's made more streamlined with the whole burst mechanic. And what we did here is just a pure physical build using Cyclone. Cyclone will trigger the burst because of the fast attack speed it has, and we scale, physical critical damage through fervor, critical strike rating, and a couple of skill levels that we can get from the trees. All in all, this was very straightforward to build the character. All you needed was your regular scalers, attack speed, crits, and strength in this case. And I didn't check the timer. I think it took me around, let's say, 14 hours to complete the kill. A little bit over 14 hours, which isn't too bad considering what I think is Rayhan being one of the weaker characters at the moment, and the ladder kind of reflects that. He doesn't seem to be scaling very well. He only has one build that people have played over the years already. He really wants those skill levels that were nerfed this season as well, and that is basically the only way you can scale burst. You used to be able to add supports to the skill, but that is no longer the case. So your 6th link is kind of a full utility, which it isn't too bad, don't get me wrong. It is not the worst, but I think there are way more interesting and stronger characters to play right now in Torchlight. So I can understand why Rayhan kind of felt down the pecking order. So there it is. I'll leave you with the rest of the kill and then give you the summary of the build and the SSF progression. So just to remind you, you can see how many people have cleared the boss and in which game modes from this window. So you come here to the megaphone icon, then activity, then you go to Divine Exile, and here's where you can see based on different heroes who has cleared the Traveler 7 bounty. So the idea of this is to get upwards of up to 3,800 Jagged Primos per season if you do it in all the modes. So let me show you what setup I went for Rayhan 1. First of all, the gear, Vortex Heart I dropped from the previous boss. This gave me a decent chunk of extra DPS. Same thing about this ring that I got like I got this ring in the previous map, and then I killed the boss and I dropped this. So this took me from like 120, 130 to 220 million, something like that. And the rest is just crafted gear with as many T2s as you can afford by, you know, farming some flame sand and stuff. You want to send your shipments out to be able to get a blending belt. This is going to be a significant amount of damage that you can get here. Then the rings to fix some of the defenses. This is what we're working with at the moment. Weapon, same thing. You want as many tier 2s. And what we have this season is the sequence. So you want to only craft in a weapon that can roll T2 affixes, so that's 82 and above, and that has a sequence. So if you do not get a sequence, you're gonna be losing on a lot of like extra free damage. Then just boots, rare gloves, and a body armor. In terms of the passive tree, I went for God of War, Blunt for extra physical damage, Ambition, physical skill level, and, you know, Fervor, all the good stuff. Fervor, attack speed, Fervor scaling, crit damage. Ranger has a lot of very good like crit damage scaling stuff. We have the Eliminate here, Calling Strike, which you could have seen proc in the boss fight. Then Mark, additional damage taken by enemies from criticals, and get more crit damage per fervor. And we're going for Lucky Crit. Then in Shadow Dancer we get another skill level, which is one of the main ways we can scale burst at the moment. Brutality for less elemental damage, but 33% additional physical damage. And Onslaughter is the last tree because we can get a little bit of extra tankiness from like these nodes, additional damage taken, get some skill area to make the build feel a little bit better, get regain to not die as much. Increased strength, we got strength in every affix slot in every gear piece that we could, so this percentage strength is a good amount of extra damage. Then effect of paralysis when wielding a two-handed weapon, and sweep for even more extra AoE. I would have picked Focus Strike here if I didn't have the amulet. The other amulet that I was going to use for that fight was basically a rare amulet with strength, you know, damage, more strength, attack and cast speed, and some resistances. For slates, again, you take what you get. I'll discuss a little bit more how to like get to roll your slates on the like mapping section. So here, basically whatever you can pick from the floor that has two stats that are not useless and that can have at least a couple of purples, then you roll for the purples and you roll for the blues, and you pray that you get something that is useful because you don't have many resources to roll slates at this moment. And for memories, let's look at the hero trait. So I picked this one that scales with crit. It gives you more rage when burst triggers a crit. This you don't really have an option here. And then this one, so that the cooldown recovery speed of burst scales with attack speed. I found this to be much better than this other setup that I was going to follow. And for memories, we grab movement speed, some life, either life or armor would work here. Here, probably you want strength. Burst also scales with dex, but in this setup, I'm scaling strength mainly. And here, either movement speed or attack speed is fine. I like movement speed for, you know, faster mapping. And here, I'm running with Fox Scorpion and Red Umbrella. Red Umbrella is giving the paralysis. If I didn't have that, I would have probably have to maybe do the paralysis on like another Magus. So maybe switch a focus for another Magus and put Grudge on them. Something like that would have been an option. Regarding the mapping, so I made two trees here. So the first tree is focused on like, this is what I started mapping with. The first thing you want to fill here is flame sand and embers. That's gonna be your bottleneck. Then I placed a little bit of points here into chance to to get some energy cores that I didn't end up using because Rehan doesn't really need that much energy. And then this for, you know, a chance to get like a false god. I got a false god, but it was terrible. And then the single pointing winding keys in case I want to change things, but you get a lot of like bound winding keys from like completing the quest. Then here what I try to do is like get a chance of the 3 mechanics that I thought were going to be the most important for progression, which is pirates, so this one, Sandlord Pirates, then Blacksail of course, and Cube. So the reason you really want Cube is, again, if you don't do Cube at all, you won't have any currency to like move your slates around, like change their position, change their shape, and you won't have any currency to be able to roll them to get some affixes out of them. So that's why I did this until I had like a full set of like slates that were acceptable, and then I moved into the other the second plan, which is focus on Blacksail on before T5, before T6 actually. You cannot drop or you very rarely drop purple memories, and what you want is to get purple memories so you can get your level 2 traits. So that's what I'm rocking here. I farmed until I dropped a strength memory, life or armor memory, and then a movement speed or attack speed memory, purple, and then I started leveling them up. This one I got very recently, so that's why I didn't max it out, but I figured I already had enough damage to do the kill. So in this tree, what you want to focus on is getting the whole percentage of Blacksail chance. And before you have your purple memories, you want to do either Whispers of Wonder to get like quantity and rarity, or Whispers of Armament for extra quantity of hero memory drops. After you have your 3 purple memories, you want to get as many threats, as many threats as possible to level the memories up. So I was just running the map focusing on threats. I'll show you how I was running the map soon. And then got a little bit more points into Sandlord Pirates. I basically sent Sandlord to get some, you get a decent chunk of embers out of it. You get flame sand as well, all very good things for progression. And then I still was doing these 2 here, 1 point in resonance, and some extra bosses for, you know, some loot. So how you want to run your maps is basically it's a boss rush, right? You just want to kill the boss as fast as possible. You do your Sandlord if it spawns, you get some extra loot, some extra gold. You have to make sure your Sandlord is running and like getting to level 5. I'll show you the Sandlord setup, but it's just basically level it as high as possible without, you know, the ore drag requirement, and then send the shipments until you get like a build that you consider decent, like a +1 skill, all skills. If you're doing like a steep strike build, you want steep strike chance. League Mech I'm not gonna do at this point because I'm already done with this character, but I would do it every map because of the flames and drops and the embers. Then you just run all the way to the end. Kill some of the rare mobs on site. Then you run the Blacksail. You always want to pick Whispers of Wealth or whatever whisper you're focusing on. And here what you want to do is get chance for memory threats, additional memory threats, or duplicating memory threats. And that's it. You'll do that until you can get to 150, 200 million damage. And then you can clear the Traveler. So this is the way I did it. I'm gonna I'm gonna be having the void chart code and the build code in the video description. Let me know your thoughts on this, and thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one.